Hello friends, Yamaha 360 time. I've already played with the points over there. They're looking pretty good. Sparking nice. Now, carburetor. It makes statements about remove the screws to the float bowl. So that is what I'm attempting to find out, is where exactly are these screws. It looks like there's one, there's another. So I'm guessing we got two more back here somewhere. Alright, I can't see what I'm doing here. I'm just doing this for doing its sake. Maybe something's back in there, maybe it's in focus. I have no idea what you're seeing. Alright, so this is the left carburetor. Alright, so we'll come back out of here. Alright, so I can see two screws. I assume there's two more. How can I see from over here? Oh, alright, this is the clutch cable that's in the way here. What do we see? Not much. This is probably the magical synchronization screw that allows you to balance the fuel between the carburetors that I was reading about. Sounds like a really neat design. Not sure what this is. Looks like there should be a hose on that. Yeah, that sure looks to me like there should be a hose on that. I'm not sure where it goes. Okay, let's go take a quick look at the other side. Okay, this side I don't have a seat, and the lift is in the way, and the kickstarter's in the way, but let's see what we can discern here. Alright, so again, screws to remove. I assume it's this dude and this dude. So there's probably two more way over back there, so I got to get me some stubbies. Oh, jeez. Okay, there's a screw back there. There's that adjuster screw. That's pretty cool. Let's come over this way. Yeah. Well, I got stubbies, but they're not JIS stubbies. Now this is kind of neat. This is the float drain. So that's be looking into that. Alright, so I got to disconnect the tank. This is part of the choke mechanism here. Okay, and you know what? That looks like a diaphragm housing, so maybe there are diaphragms in these guys, and something that's this old, it's entirely possible that it needs new diaphragms. This clamp here, this is a clamp, this has rubber inside it. It's entirely possible that rubber is shot. Let's come back around. Let's go look at that choke mechanism a little bit more. Okay, I was on the right side just now, back on the left side. So one of the things I'll be doing is putting this thing, probably leaving it in the on position. They said put it to reserve, and then disconnecting the fuel line. Well, that fuel line really takes a weird journey. It goes way around. Alright, this is a spark plug cable. And again, this housing here that holds the carburetor in place, that looks like rubbery stuff in there. That could need replacement. This is the choke mechanism. Oh, it's probably pulling that thing up and down on the other side of the carb. These carbs are generally identical. You know, they got certain stuff on one side, certain stuff on the other. That's an interesting thing. I don't know what that is. That looks like that's taken a blow. Purposely or not, I don't know. This to me looks like some kind of vacuum. That looks like that's where you pull a vacuum from. Don't see where the fuel actually goes in. That fuel line goes up over there and comes back around. Okay, goes down in between the carbs. Okay, the fuel. Ooh, boy, look at that. We got electrical connectors right next to fuel line, but fuel line looks healthy. That looks like a newer fuel line and a newer Jiffy clamp. Jiffy, I forget what they call it. Penny's has got an interesting description for that. So not worried about that fuel line. That looks healthy. But I am worried about the rubber. Again, that looks like a diaphragm is in there. The rubber is usually made out of rubber. That looks like there's rubber in there. But it will be interesting. They talk about you can just take this off and get to the low speed and high speed jets. And usually problems in carburetors happen down in this area, especially this carburetor, which is the one that's leaning over when you're on the kickstand. So I'm kind of expecting this one to be full of gunk. And I'm looking forward to getting it off, getting it cleaned up, see what we got. Okay, guys. Dave Smalley, Homestead Motorcycles, over and out. Bye.